Hey, what you got?
What are you doing here? I have a souvenir here.
Hey, Rick.
What?
Come check this out. This guy got a new leg. He brought in his old one.
All right, so what is this?
That's a pirate leg from the 18th centuries.
Yeah, this is...
Did it come with an eye patch?
No?
Aw.
I'm going into the pawn shop today to try to sell my pirate leg. I got this leg in New Orleans, and I've had this for about 6 or 7 years. I'm trying to get $7,500 for it.
Where in the world did you get this thing?
I'm a lead singer for the original Cornell Gunther's Coasters. I got it from a fan. We did a segment in the show about dancing with a one-legged woman.
Okay.
Yes, he said, I love your acting. He gave me this. He said that was original, authentic from the 18th centuries.
So how does this one-legged song go?
I ain't gonna bump no more with a one-legged woman.
I honestly gotta say, this is a first. I've had pirate treasure, I've had a pirate's treasure chest, but I've never had a pirate's peg leg. I love it.
You know, I don't know a lot about peg legs, but round-headed nails like this came out in the 19th century, so it could have belonged to a pirate, but I think it's Civil War. During the Civil War, there were so many amputations. If you broke a leg, they didn't set it. They filled you up with laudanum, which was morphine. They chopped it off and hoped you didn't die from infection.
I'm pretty sure this dates to the Civil War, and anything to do with Civil War, there's tons of collectors, so I'm interested.
Yeah, I mean, if this thing's a pirate leg, this thing's Civil War, I mean, I just have no idea what it would be worth. So let me call someone in, they'll take a look at it, and it might be worth something, okay?
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, have a good one, man.
You too.
This might come as a shock, but I don't know any peg leg experts. But I think I know somebody who might be able to tell us more about it.
I'm the owner of West Sea Company, and I'm a specialist in nautical antiques. I'm passionate about nautical antiques because of the fact that they were all over the world with sailors. You never know where a piece has been or just exactly who owned it, and I think that's fascinating. This is definitely a usable item and has seen a lot of use. It's just a question of how old and who used it. It's obviously very simply made, but actually it's pretty amazing. You can see here that it's hollow on the inside. That makes it lightweight. This was probably made for somebody that had a leg cut off below the knee. The knee would fit here, and the stump then would protrude here. And it was supported by this brace. Pirates were subject to wounds in battle, and the conditions aboard the ship would have made it necessary sometimes for amputation, and they would just give them one of these. If it really were an 18th century or earlier pirate's peg leg, you could be asking the moon for this thing. It could be worth well over 10,000 bucks. There's no distinctive markings between a regular prosthetic leg from the Civil War versus a pirate, so it's all about the hardware that's on it. It's obviously handmade. All the wood is hand carved, but judging from the flathead type nails, I would say that this thing is probably mid-19th century from the Civil War. If it were 18th century, they would have been rosehead nails, which would have been made by a blacksmith. So in my opinion, just as it is, it's worth about $1,000.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks for coming in, Ron.
Yeah, my
Appreciate
pleasure.
it.
There is a huge market for Civil War era collectibles, and this is a quality handmade piece probably used by a soldier. This will be a quick sell if I can get it for a decent price.
So how much did you want for it?
7,500.
Well, I mean, he just told us it's probably worth $1,000.
Okay, 55.
I'd give you like 500 bucks for it.
No, come on. You can't do any better than that.
I mean, 500 is what I could do.
I appreciate that, but I think I'm going to keep it. That's all I can get.
Okay.
Thank you very much for your time.
I'm bummed we couldn't make a deal. I already had a few collectors in mind for this thing, but if I can't make any money, I'm not going to make the deal.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
So what do you have here?
Pennsylvania oil field, 1870s, 1880s, wooden barrel with gargoyle advertising.
It's really, really cool because most of these were returned for their deposit. It's also weird to me that that's called a bunghole, by the way.
Aye.
You know, I had to say it. That's what that's called. It's called a,
Yes, it is. It is a bung. I came to the pawn shop today to try to sell my Pennsylvania oil field wooden barrel with gargoyle advertising on it. In my opinion, it's one of a kind. I've done 7 years of research and cannot find anything equal. I'm hoping to get, 50 grand out of this thing. Who knows?
I mean, it's deeply cool. You know, the world was basically dark before 1859 when they found oil in Pennsylvania. They didn't have pipelines or anything yet, and they didn't have steel barrels or anything, so this is what everything was transported in. So when you went down to your local store, you would have a rack of oil there, and that's why this would be out like this, and you buy a gallon. This is the Vacuum Oil Company, and you have the Gargoyle here. The Vacuum Oil Company then started using the Mobil Oil logo till 1899. So we know it's right around that time. Vacuum Oil Company eventually became Mobil.
Yep.
Which is now the biggest oil company in the world. Right. So, I mean, it's a really neat piece of history. You don't see a lot of these anymore.
It's the only one I could find.
How much do you want for it?
You only get one of these a lifetime, in my opinion. I'm gonna tell you 50 grand. That's a start,
Yeah,
Hey,
that's definitely
I'm
a
with you.
start.
Well, hey.
We all got to start somewhere.
That's right.
I think you're asking way too much.
Okay? You're not gonna hurt my feelings.
I'd give you $1,000 for it. I mean, it takes up real estate, dude. I mean,
Yeah.
it's super cool, but I got to resell it.
I'll tell you what, 2 grand, it's yours. It's worth every penny, you know that.
Can we meet in the middle of $1,500?
I'm in.
Sweet. This is
That's
cool.
cool.
Let's go do some paperwork. I'll have my
Yes,
guys
sir.
grab it.
Okay. I'm settling on $1,500 because it is 10 times my money. I bought it for 150 bucks. That's a home run to me.
What do we have here?
It's a lion's head chair that was in my family since I was a kid.
Okay. Well, it's interesting. It looks like the most uncomfortable thing in the world.
I'm here at the pawn shop today to sell my hand-carved lion's head chair. I've never seen a chair like this. It's made entirely of wood. There are no screws or nails in it. It's very intricately carved. I'm looking to sell it because I really have no sentimental value for it. It's a beautiful piece and somebody might enjoy it. I'm asking $1,000 for the chair.
Do you know much about it?
I don't really. It was handed down from my grandmother to my father to me.
Okay. So chairs like this, they sort of became popular because of a guy named Raymond Gant. In the 30s, he traveled all over the South Pacific and Hawaii. Eventually moved back to California, opened up a tiki bar in LA, and he called it Don the Beachcomber. So the tiki thing became real popular. At that time, carved furniture was very, very expensive. It was done by American or European craftsmen. So we started importing a lot of chairs like this from the South Pacific and Hawaii. The craftsmen over there were incredible. They could do this very, very quickly and sell them very inexpensively. People fall in love with it. They thought it was great. You know how it is in the 1950s. It was a cool thing to have a little bar in your house, and they'd all have a different little theme. And then by the 1960s, they just went out of style. So how much did you want for it?
I would like $1,000.
I would like to get $1,000 for a chair like this. The fact of the matter is, it's just in the 1950s, it was cool. It is not cool now, and it's going to be tough to sell. If I did buy it off you, it would sit in a corner for years and years, taking up valuable real estate in my place. So good luck with it. Maybe put it online. Maybe donate it. Maybe you get a tax deduction. That's what you need to do. Have a good one.
Unfortunately, I didn't make the deal today. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the chair, but I guess I'll just sit on it.
What in the hell is this? This is a vintage all-wood motorcycle.
It's a smart cycle. Good for the environment.
I decided to come to the pawn shop today to see if I can unload my vintage all-wooden motorcycle. I think this bike originally sold for about $3,500. My wife does not think it's as nice as I do, and she pretty much forced me to remove it from the house.
So tell me about this thing.
Well, it's solid wood, right down to the tires. They appear to be rubber, but they're wood. The brake cables, the electrical lines, everything is wood vines.
Is there any name on it or anything? Any artist name?
I looked for names, I looked for numbers, there's nothing.
This must have taken someone forever to make. It's solid wood and quality craftsmanship. I just have no idea who made it or why. So how much does this thing weigh?
We're guessing it weighs about 500 pounds.
Almost as much as a real Harley.
That's correct.
This is definitely the kind of bike I could ride.
I don't think it's really made to ride. However, it does move, it rolls.
I think I'll look badass on this. Care if I sit on it?
Have a seat.
Chum, be careful. I'm a little nervous Chum will break it.
Can you picture my hair blowing in the wind?
Then I have to buy it. Okay, so what do you want to do with this thing, man?
I got an anniversary coming up. I wanted to get my wife a nice piece of jewelry. So I was thinking, do a store credit.
Of how much?
$3,500.
You gotta be kidding me.
Not kidding you at all.
I mean, it's cool and everything, man, but I don't know what the hell I would do with it. If I had more room in my store, I'd probably take it.
What about on the roof up there?
This is Vegas. This thing would break into pieces in a week.
That's true, too.
You know, the heat would just kill it. I'm gonna pass.
Okay.
Thanks for coming down, though, man.
All right.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Glad I got to see it.
I am very surprised these guys didn't want to buy it. Since I wasn't able to make a deal with these guys, I think I'm going to take it down to the Harley dealer and see if I can trade it in for something nicer.
Earlier, I got a call from a guy wanting to sell some antique artwork. So me and the old man, we're on our way to go check it out.
How you doing, guys?
Oh, pretty good.
So what do you got here, guy?
Well, there's some wood carvings that I've acquired, and I just need to get them out of my yard. If you see, I got quite a lot of...
Yeah.
I called the guys from the pawn shop because I want to sell my wood carvings. I don't know if they're worth $1 million or worth $10. At this point, I'd like to get them out of my garage and have somebody that could really enjoy them.
So where did you get these?
I renovate hotels, and I was told to throw them out.
Okay.
And I just couldn't bring myself to throw them out.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely looks like it's from India or from Thailand.
Look at all the details in it. They got warriors, horses.
I'm sure it was a really drawn-out process.
And I believe that they depict two princes in India that were fighting against each other.
Asian wood carvings can be worth big money, especially the pieces that are really old, handcrafted by real artists. Just think of all the time and skill it took to make this. This must have took hundreds of hours to make.
You know, I'm looking at the cuts to see maybe the age of it. I think the back is bandsaw, so it could be, you know, early 1900s.
I don't think it's that old because there's hardly any oxidation on the wood on the back of it. If you got raw wood, the older it is, the air affects it really bad. I'm thinking it's probably 20 or 30 years old tops. This is the kind of stuff that is sold to like tourist trade for decorative arts. And most of the time they just carve the same thing over and over and over again. These pieces probably still took a lot of time to make, but they're not very old and they were made for tourists, so it's not the same craftsmanship you would see on the older pieces. They're still really cool, but you had to have the space to display them.
It would take a Pacific-type buyer because they're huge.
I realize they're going to take a lot of real estate, but they're beautiful.
Yeah, they are beautiful. I mean, there's tons of work here. The problem is it's not that old, and by the time you put this thing together, it takes up a room. Another problem you have is these were from a tropical climate brought to Nevada climate, and that's why they're cracking and breaking everywhere.
Well, do you have any interest in them?
I just don't think there's any money here.
Well, if you come across anybody that wants some artwork like this, you know where it is.
I know exactly where to send them.
I got it. I'm not really disappointed that I didn't make a deal with them. It's a specialty market. It's going to take a special person to want these.
Excuse me, folks. Just a little bit more.
We ought to put it here.
Right here. Hey, old man, check this out.
What?
I think this guy's got some junk in his trunk.
Oh, okay.
I'm here to go to the pawn shop today to sell my treasure chest. I bought that in Coconut Grove in a pirate store, and it looks very cool, so I hope I can make some dollars out of it.
What do you know about the history of this chest?
I got this in Miami in an old pirate store, and they had like all kinds of pirate things, and that's where I bought it.
Okay.
So.
The first treasure chests made were Armada chests, which was made for the Spanish to bring the loot back from the New World. There weren't no bank transfers or anything back there. It was all hard currency, gold, silver. It was all transported by strongbox. The carvings are a floral pattern. They've been popular since the 15th century or so. So you couldn't date it by the carvings, that's for sure. And it's made out of what is known as wormwood. It's a fairly expensive wood.
The crazy worms live in there.
That's exactly what it was. Then when they cut it down, they cured it, it died, it left all the holes. Hinges are modern, I can tell you that. This is all machine work.
Yeah.
These are not hand riveted. This is either a storage or a hope chest. Back in the day, houses was open. A lot of dust got in it and everything. So blankets, sheets, pillows, and everything, they stored them in chests so that they wouldn't get dirty. It only took a second to see it wasn't a treasure chest. The screws and the hinges were all modern, and that's a dead giveaway. What you trying to do with it, son? Sell it, pawn it, what?
I would like to sell it.
What are you thinking it's worth?
Do you think $300 is a fair price?
I think that you're well within the ballpark. It's just something that we couldn't use. I'll be honest with you, I would get in the phone book, call some decorators. They can spend some high dollars sometimes for items. We just don't have the room for a big, bulky old chest. It'd make a hell of a coffee table for someone, but we're not a furniture store. Appreciate you coming in.
And thank you very much for your time.
John Wayne, give my hand taking this back out, okay? Don't give me that hound dog look.
What do we got here?
It's a miter box. It's from the late 1800s, early 1900s, and it does come with instructions. Explains every part of it.
This tool was a game changer during the Industrial Revolution. Before that, they had wild beavers, and they used them to cut wood.
I'm here at the pawn shop to sell my antique miter box. So I found it at a swap meet, and to me, just certain tools are like pieces of art, and that's what drew me to it. I'm hoping to sell the miter box for $150 today.
It is really cool. The miter box was used to cut exact angles in wood, which saved a whole lot of time if you were in a factory and had to make a whole lot of stuff out of wood. This is Industrial Revolution time. The entire landscape of America started changing after the Civil War. You know, it used to be mostly rural stuff where people had a big piece of land, farms, stuff like that, and then people started migrating to cities where there was work. They started coming up with stuff like this because you could make 1,000 picture frames in a day with something like this.
Right.
You know, making these cuts in a picture frame exactly the same every single time without something like this is pretty much impossible or really damn hard. Prior to stuff like this, most guys, if they're really good, they could get it right about 90% of the time.
Right.
This made it so easy a child could use it. You pick it up, you have the degrees, 0 degrees, 45 degrees, and if you need to make 22.5-degree cuts on a piece of wood all day long, and they all got to be exactly the same, this is the tool you had to have.
Yeah.
It was pretty brilliant when you think about it. I mean, it looks like it's in fairly good condition. What are you looking to get out of it?
About 150.
The reason these things are collectible is because they're generally pretty cheap.
Right.
You know, carpenters don't go out and spend $10,000 on, decorative carpenter stuff.
Right.
I'd offer you about 80 bucks for it.
Can you do 85 maybe?
I'm not gonna lose it for $5. Sounds good to me.
Cool, dude.
All right.
I appreciate it, man.
Come with me, let's do some paperwork.
All right, thank you very much. I think I did okay. And I understand they got to make their money. So, I mean, you can't just expect to sell it for what you could retail it for. So I'm comfortable with that, quite comfortable.